Alrighty there. So just give you a little highlight there. This is a Jeep Power Wheels. It's got multi-speed. So on the handle adapter there, it's been sitting underneath our porch. So we're gonna clean all these leaves out and stuff. I'm gonna get the blower in just a second, blow them all out, lights, all that fun stuff. But obviously the original 12-volt batteries, they don't last very long, take forever to charge. It's just not effective, especially when you gotta charge them for 12, 15 hours every time you use them. You don't even get that far with them, and especially after time goes by, it reduces so small. It's not effective by any means. So the best way that is for us is to do the tool battery conversions. Now, for this example, this is a Ryobi battery that I'm using on here, the lithium batteries. The 4 amp hour battery, I find in others that I've done this same thing with. We have a Kawasaki style bike that we've done this with for the Power Wheels, and we've gone a few miles on the 4 amp hour battery, just like this one. So it works really, really well. And of course, these batteries, lithiums, and the chargers, you can charge most batteries in 20, 30 minutes, just depending on how big the battery is. But so far, these 4 amp hour batteries have lasted a long, long time. And then the added power, they will go a lot faster, which is awesome, you know, depending on your children. And then you make the particular modifications to help slow them down and preserve your motor life, which is super important. And if you soup them up too much, it might be too much stress on the motor, and then the motor burns out, and nobody wants that. And then it's just junk. So we got these very, very cheap. These are used ones we got some time ago, and the 12-volt batteries that came with it died. They don't really hold much to charge. We tried it recently, and we got 2 blocks, and then on the way back home, it died. So I'm basically pushing one with the other that we've already done the modification on. It had enough power to push the other one 2 blocks home with me on it, and then my 2 children, my 2 5-year-olds on the other one had enough power. Of course, it was draining the battery life faster because there's so much weight. It's not meant to push like that, all that body weight plus the vehicles, but it pushed it all the way home, no problem. It still had some juice. Rock on, amazing. So this is what we did, and I will walk it through step by step and how to do it. I will include some links to some of these parts and pieces. I got all this stuff from Amazon. Amazon's a great one-stop shop for all these things, but you can do it in a number of different ways. So some people will just cut the wires from here and then just wire it direct. This right here is the original plug. You see the Power Wheels plug on there, and then this is an adapter that I got online, which is really great. So this adapter, just pull it apart there. So this is the original plug. This would go into the 12-volt battery that would sit in this little cradle area here. And then this plug, it is a 12-volt power Fisher-Price Power Wheel adapter piece. It has an inline fuse on the positive line there. You can see it. It's already built in. It's got the fuse on there, which is awesome. This particular one, it came with 3 extra fuses. Awesome. So this wire harness, and that really awesome. It was roughly 12 bucks, I think, for it. So I have to completely clip it in, but I'm just showing you. I left it really loose so I can show you guys here how it goes. But this is awesome. So this will connect directly to the Power Wheels, and you're just going to snap it in, lining it up, positive, positive, negative, negative, and that, of course, you do not want to cross your positives and negatives. That can just short out your motor, cause other electrical issues. So be very, very careful when you do these things. Again, these are the ones that I used. Maybe you'll find something better that works for you, but I like that I can just leave this alone and not have to damage this connector, and just really cheaply I can buy this with a fuse on it. And then next, what we connected it to was this motor power relay here, this regulator here. So this can turn the power up or down, and I'll give you a little example on it in just a few seconds, and how well it works. So basically it's kind of like off, And then the higher you tune it up, the more voltage that you're going to use, all the way to the max voltage that you're providing. I suggest personally that when you do this, start in a lower range, okay? Safety purposes, always be safe. And that's, so my children, so maybe they get too scared. They're just going phew like a rocket, because these things will take off, especially since you're going to an 18-volt system from the 12, but it's just the battery itself. The output, maybe it's actually putting out an average of 20 volts and so on, but the amount of power it's kicking out is completely different from lithium to those regular nickel batteries, which are garbage. And that, so I always started out kind of low, see how they feel with it, and if they're comfortable, just turn the dial up a little bit more and let them go faster. And then at the same time, with the lower speed, and that you're gonna, of course, lengthen your battery usage time, and that, so your battery will last longer. So if you have it up really high, maybe you'll get 1 mile, if you're lucky. If you turn it real low, maybe you'll get 2-3 miles out of it. It really depends on the battery, how good the battery is, fresh, all those things. There's many variables in there, heat, all these things make a difference, but the higher the speed, obviously, the more juice you're gonna use. It's gonna be more stress on your motor, so it's the longevity that I really look for, but I also want it fast enough for them to have a good time. So again, I start out really low, and then I increase the speed as their comfort level is, and just make it as fast as they're really comfortable with. As far as batteries go, I could just bring another battery with me. They're so tiny, you can just snatch another battery, and then boom, pop it on, good to go. It's better than the nickel batteries. Those things are heavy. You're not carrying an extra battery anywhere. Those things are so heavy. And again, they take forever to charge. So with this, I know, and the indicators on these batteries will tell me how much battery juice that I really have left in there, which is really awesome. Boom, this one's fully charged basically. I was using it for just some tool work. We took down our backyard playset. It's all the way over there. We're actually building up a brand new giant playset. So it's pretty fun. So kind of forget how big our backyard really is here in the city, but it's really fun. But so again, you can turn it all the way down or all the way up. Again, I always kind of start out lower. Let's just call this a halfway point right now, and I'll show you how it is in just a second there. You can buy these, again, Amazon. I'll provide a little bit more information, but these are for DC motors. It's a speed controller, okay? Technically it's called a speed controller. This is a DC motor speed controller, and again, it regulates, this one's made to go from 7 to 70 volts. So you can, it handles a lot, and then how much it does there. And then of course, max of 30 amps. So it has it all set up, it's pretty easy. It tells you which one's for the motor, which one's for the input. So the battery going in, so from your battery, boop, 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 going in, and then this coming out to your motor. And make sure you have a fuse. Fuse really helps. So if there is some kind of surge or power issue, you know, this will trip versus burning out your motor. Again, it's not a guarantee, but it does help prevent fires and all kinds of things on there, especially with these modifications. And so the speed controller, really awesome. Simple, plugs in, plugs out. They'll have a fuse in there itself. You can buy all kinds of ones. There's expensive ones. This one I think I got for around $17, $18 maybe. And then the harness was 11 something. And then I got this battery adapter. So then they have these, they make these, I mean, it's somebody basically, it's 3D printed. Shows you positive and negative on there, so you know which is your positive wire. And it just looks like a nice, simple 3D printed piece that somebody made up, and then they built the wire connectors right on there. It's quite simple, but if you have somebody that has a 3D printer, maybe they can make you some. I don't. I'm not into the 3D printing yet. But it'd be pretty fun to have. But they make these for all different battery types. Maybe you don't have Ryobi, maybe you have Makita or DeWalt or Milwaukee, or a lot of them. So they make adapters just like these, and other styles, slide packs versus the stem. They make them for all different types of motors and batteries. So this one again is for Ryobi. Some people will take an old tool. I'll take like an old drill or old flashlight that has the rechargeable batteries, just like this, and then they'll convert that to work with this. So that way they can basically, they'll kind of cut off the handle. They'll solder in some wires, which I've done similar things. You can use a charger from your tool set, which I've done with the other one. I'll do a different video on that. I've already done it. Works great. That was the first one that I did, is I used an old charger. I had a bunch of them, so I sacrificed one of those. It's a little bit different. These kinds of adapters here, they make it so much easier. It's ready to go, just to pop on. You don't have to solder any wires or make any modifications to it, and all that. I like that it's very compact, so that helps a lot. Again, it just slides right on. So what I did is I cut some extra length of wire, and that I put on there to go with that. So I have these wires here, and same thing with here. So that way I have more room to move around in here, because obviously the wires that came with it, they're pretty short. These are maybe 4 or 5 inch wires on here. It looks like maybe 5 inch. So it's not very much room. So I can maneuver and put, you know, the harness can go in there, and then I can put the regulator and the battery in these spots really easy. So this actually has a pretty large compartment area, where my other one, you can kind of see it over there. So that is a Kawasaki style one, like one of those 4Runners. Some people call them quad bikes. So it has that style right there. That one has very, very, very tiny space. It's underneath the seat in that one, and it's kind of narrow. So I don't have a whole lot of room to work with in there. But it fits. It did a great job in that. So this one has a lot of room. So I put the extra wires, just attached it in there. That way we can have more wiggle room to fit the parts in there. So again, be very careful. Don't get anything wet. You don't want to leave stuff out in the rain, because obviously it could ruin your battery, it can ruin the motor. You don't want to ruin the speed motor, any of these controls. So even though it looks covered, things happen. And then of course, don't store your batteries, let's say outside somewhere where it's in like direct sun, lots of heat, or extreme cold over the winter. That can destroy your batteries itself, so your tool batteries. The rest of the components are fine. Again, just don't get them wet. No extreme cold, no extreme heat. Battery tip is never charge a hot battery. So after you run your fun little thing here, and let's say the battery dies. So the battery's dead, no more power. Don't charge it right away. You always have to let your batteries cool down. It's an important battery tip. I have batteries that are probably 7, 8+ years old. I might have one that's like 10 years old, honestly. And one of the big tips is people just appropriately charging them. So if you use your battery, and it doesn't matter if you're putting in one screw, those cells are heating up, and then people slap them right on there. Well, you didn't really use much battery energy, and then so why do you have to charge it? Just to keep it full? Well, you need to kind of let the cells go up and down, and then even though you don't feel the battery, it doesn't feel hot to the touch, inside it's hot. The casing doesn't show you. So when you're going to charge a hot battery, you're killing that battery. That's not good. So always let it cool down, or swap it out with a different good battery that's nice and cool. And then even after you just charge it, give it a moment, let it cool down, wait a few minutes, pop it on and go. And then just use whatever battery works best for you and your tool systems there. So we're going to step on this pedal here and then check it out. Right, Sophia? So here we go. So we got a regulator on there. This is for and that wonderful speed controller. We got our power on there. This one, it has a little tiny indicator light. It's kind of hard to see. You see the little dot right there? That's the indicator light telling me of power. This is not fully connected and secured. I just put some tape on it with the connectors here. I just want to show everybody how it really works together. This is all clipped right together here. So let's put this inside here. Let's just wiggle it in there for right now. There's the motor control. Let me get my battery in there and harness. These, I used a length of solid wire at this moment in time, so it's pretty rigid. It's not as flexible. Stranded wire is the best for these kind of applications, just because of its inherent flexibility, so it can mold really easy and move around. So now, if you remember, we didn't put the power up very high, and that for that same purpose, we want to see where this is going to go, how well it's going to work. But here we go. So we put that power down a little bit, and then here we go. You can hear that puppy want to go. So this thing wants to spin and run. Spin around a little bit. And Sophia, you want to check this out? Sure. Come here, baby. Let me brush some of this away really fast here. Here. Ready to sit down? Let me blow a little bit away. We'll clean it out a little bit later. If we give the dirt there. Come on, sit down. And then you can show them how fast it goes. I didn't put the power all the way up. So you can just, let's see if it goes fast. Let's see, check it out. Wow, look at that. And that's on a low speed. And go backwards. And then we'll turn the power up to go faster. This one has a little handle switch there. Now this Jeep has a high and low speed, okay? Keep it right there. Let's turn the power up to go faster. And let's see. So we're gonna open the puppy up. And then right here we have the regulator. So again, I didn't seat this in here all the way. I'm gonna turn it up quite a bit, almost all the way. So this is gonna go really fast. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now this Jeep has a high and low speed. It's only in a low speed setting. Whoa, do it again. Whoa, that's got some kick. Turn the wheel. Whoa, it's spinning those tires. That's fast. Go really fast. What?
I like the shoe.
Go backwards. Whoa, look at those tires spinning. That's pretty fast. Go back more. Go back all the way. Go, 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 go. More, more, more. Whoa, is that pretty awesome? That's fast, huh? So again, say hi, Sophia.
Hi.
This is Sophia of Identically Pretty. She is an identical twin. Her sister Aaliyah. They have their own fun little page. So we got this so they can ride tandem, ride together. It's pretty fun. So as you can see how fast it goes. It goes really quick. This Jeep is designed for 2 speed settings. Again, I have to clean out the whole Jeep there. And we have it in its lowest setting only. There's a screw that you take out and then you can put it into a second gear, which is even faster. But again, for safety purposes for them and battery life, motor life, we left it as just the first setting. And then as I indicated, the power is not turned up all the way, and yet look how fast it is. So it's not in high gear and it's not even turned up all the way, and yet it's that fast. It's a very easy modification that most people can do. And I will do another breakdown video of exactly step by step and how to put those pieces together. But as you see, it's pretty simple. I'll put a link to the parts that I used, that I've personally been enjoying so much and doing a few of these already. And then I'll show you the Kawasaki one. These are awesome. Mods, awesome. Give it some new life, make it fun. Later.